Stupid disclaimer out of the way. And welcome everybody to another stream. Hope you guys are doing great. Coming in 1 minute just before the actual news release, which is always a fun time to watch. Okay, so the idea is doing the opposite of whatever this move does, and the first move it does is trying to clear out all the shorts. We're looking for it to clear the shorts yesterday, but it didn't do that, so we're looking for the first move here, which is now to clear the shorts. So once it clears the shorts, it should start making its way downtown, moving fast. Because yesterday was just a consolidation and pretty much did nothing, in terms of well, the way of things. Just collected more shorts, went high, collected a few more shorts. Now they're getting punished, and we're finally hitting that 2800 that we're looking for to hit on the spot side of things. Is always a good time. So finally hitting that. Some people selling, like, oh, get out, get out, get out. But mostly, we're gonna getting rid of all the shorts. Then that's the main thing. So once that mellows out, that should sort of create a nice little point for you again. Yesterday we had the liquidity points here and here to be hit, and they didn't get hit again because we just consolidated. So we ended up hitting that now. Next one's up here. Remember, we have a bunch of stops here, so again, wait for the candle close. We'll see what we end up getting. But generally, this is something we come in and reverse on. We might reverse on it with a double top. Regardless, we want to sort of wait it out, see what we end up getting, and then we sort of trade that down all the way, probably for until we break that low range. Because Tuesday didn't break it either way; it just pretty much stayed the course for the whole week. But pretty simple. Again, we had a consolidation range. We broke high. First move's always false. Broke high very aggressively. Got rid of all the shorts and all the stops that would have been placed at these points in yesterday's session. And now we're trying to look to reverse that at some point. Still haven't fully hit that 28 and committed. Just waiting for that to slam into it. Again, scroll back and you can see where we have the liquidity being here, where we've already sort of came in and targeted, and just that second point up here at 250, let's just say, we already sort of pushed past 2800. You flip that, you can see as soon as they let it go past, added a few walls there. They're trying to hold it up, trying to make people just believe in the breakout and buy this green bar for some reason or another. I don't know who'd want to buy here. Probably buffoons. Let's see what's up with the news. Okay, went down. Good news. Good news, everybody. Not good news all around, but decent month-on-month higher. Inflation below forecasted. Previous is low. Sort of, yeah. Basically, not too good news, but decent news. Nothing sort of abysmal, nothing sort of fantastic. It just is the safest way to describe it. Again, getting these buyers coming in somehow or another. Mostly probably just to do with futures arbitrage, just to get that repriced. But we also have, don't let it trick you, we also have people willing to buy this at this price for some reason or another. And again, it's just something you don't want to get into, because yesterday was probably your position to buy. Again, we talked about how possibility one, we come in, spike it first, then go down, or we just sort of mellow this out and you get your chance at the double bottom here. You got your chance at a double bottom, trades back, and then should have been able to carry this on throughout the week, or throughout the day rather. Nice little hit. I mean, it took the stops here, took the stops at London, it took the stops in Asia, it took all the stops, and then took the stops that it created on this swing as well before sort of pushing. But now we're just looking for this to slowly but surely find its footing here, close this bar out. Once it closes this bar, we'll see if it trades back, hangs around a bit before dropping, or if it just decides it wants to sort of drop sort of bombs on us. In terms of coming back and retesting, I mean, not really too many points to retest as a bullish retest. Again, don't want to be sort of too bullish on this, just because we've sort of cleared out all the shorts, so there's not really, well, yeah, not all the shorts, but we could clear out majority of the shorts, and we're now stacking longs. So right now, all we're trying to do is basically show to retail a buying pattern or breakout so they can get trapped up here, then sort of rug pulling them and sort of driving in under. And we want to sort of look for shorts here, not really want to sort of counteract this, because again, coming in 8:30, everyone sort of easily gets tricked out. Look at where SPY is at in its life. It basically consolidated yesterday, which is par for the course. Asia dipped, grabbed a few shorts. Then this sort of tripped out into here where we wanted it yesterday anyhow. And similar story, people will come in on the open, just see this as a buy, and that's perfectly sort of justifiable in saying easy to reverse, just because we're going up high early based off news event, and we've always sort of said that anytime we see a news event, we want to do the opposite of what everything else does. Hey, 75x pay long. Oh god damn. When have I ever told you to join a pump? That's the dumbest thing you could ask. You don't ever join pumps. No. If you join it, then that means you've missed it, man. You joined the hodl gang, the get punished for buying twice. Let's see what news they're printing out. What? Nothing? Huh? Nothing. Lowest in 2 years? Okay, they're printing out bullish news, which is always good. People will be reading that with their morning coffee. They'll be sort of lulled into that, yep, okay, let's buy. And that sort of further cements that it's not going to be a buy day. I mean, just looking at this here, let's sort of zoom out further. Let's make this like an hour chart. Go. Here's again, we want to always look at what retail are doing. There's their downfall. Then they say, oh yeah, it consolidated here. There's your flag here, so we want to go. They want to trade this down, but then it breaks, and that's why it breaks outside of this, so they can short. Then it goes high, so they break out long. So break out long here. The breakout along here, then then it actually goes a direction. Then they just like sit there on the laurels, like, oh god damn, I should have just traded that short. But they don't trade that short because they see the breakout first, and the first move outside of this range being false, pushing down 20. Okay, that's a nice long. I mean, short. Might be a bit early, but we'll see at this point. It should be decent. Yeah, it should be decent. Again, because I mean, you always get some surprise bars that may come in. When did that come in last? Let's see. I mean, yeah, where we get these wicks, then we start trading in the wicks here, so we just start peeling into them, and then finally come down. There's always that you want to look out for. But as long as you're safe about things, it should be fine. Because again, they're sort of buttering this up, I think, for that second bot double top, because they're letting people go short very early here, and they're just holding it up, and that's not something that you want to sort of attribute to just straight away going down rug pull. So we'll probably hang around a bit, so we'll see what ends up ultimately happening here, see if they want to push a bit further and grab the liquidity at 28 250, or if they're just happy with this and they just pull it across. Lemon juice them. If anything, it'll be sort of similar to what we had yesterday, where was that area? There we go. We came in, you see those shorts stacking up, and those shorts stacking up was very easy course to give you a double bottom, and finally, I mean double top rather, and finally sort of push down. Same way we see shorts at the bottoms and just see double bottom here, and also the larger one here. It's very easy to sort of spot that out and just say, yeah, that's a double bottom, that's a double top. It is what it is, and then because either too many longs got in or too many shots got in, they just want to shake out the weak hands before continuing. But closing around 50% is always nice. I mean, pinning here, closing here is always a good thing. It's always a good sign. Just telling them they just want to grab liquidity here, push back and absorb here, then ultimately continue back down. And for for targets, we're trying to potentially take this low out. Because again, we always got to look at where things would be in retail mind. So they'll sort of draw it out here. They'll have something there. They'll sort of have something here as well. So when they see that break, they say, okay, anytime this breaks around here, they'll start shorting, but they'll get stopped out on this area here. So you probably expect some people to come in short at this break here, so you want it to push. If it does push into here, you want it to sort of rebound a bit before continuing back down. Just collect these guys out, something like this essentially, where we're just like, oh, we're breaking low, we broke this low here, but then we're pulling away because people are just driving that short, so we're trying to collect some longs before we move along. Why Pepe not moving, sir? Because it's a garbage. Okay. And also they will have this, and you can see this was where you see the breakout buyers come in. So that's why I said there's liquidations as well as breakout buying here, just because retail will see this. Oh yeah. Then they also buy the retest here potentially. So that's something that you want to leverage. And if you see buying around here, it's like, oh, okay, they will expect. So that's easy nail in the coffin here. So there's basically 2 points you can just punish retail and just say, okay, they'll come in here, they'll come in here, they came in here. So depending on how they draw it and what they sort of define it, there's sort of your 2 areas where they start buying this entire area, and we can see it's already closing below it. It's already sort of saying that it's going to be higher. It doesn't want to show anything except for, well, I mean, people are shorting this and just saying shorting the gap, but most people are just being here in that long. That's sort of easily sort of punishable. 1 minute till the bar closes anyhow. See what where the next bar comes in. There we go. Next bar coming in here. Sort of trading inside, which sounds nice. Now we sort of want to define if this wants to go down or hang around a bit and stretch out its legs. Looks like it's stretching out its legs a bit. Just took that immediate high again. Like I said, it's usually what you get with these short-term shorts getting stacked up. Nice little double top. One short Solana. I mean, it looks exactly the same as Bitcoin. Exactly the same as Bitcoin. I mean, it's just like, come on, man, have some variety. Have your own personality. God damn, look how messy this top is. That fill. Yeah, just killed itself. It's been a while since I used this trading view. I mean, yesterday ended in a pin, which is something. I mean, this coming up here, we should talk about it. It's just gonna go down, man. Yeah, you probably can. I mean, I would be a bit sort of fervent on my triggers, just because we have all of this nice little. It's basically our consolidation range here. Well, from basically we can call it from here. I don't want to make a box from here to here. It's where basically most of the volume is concentrated. You can easily draw stuff out. Yeah, there we go. Again, we're just pushing up a bit. We're just testing people's patience and the patience of traders, especially just because we just want to see how fast they'll switch from a long to a short or short to a long, given how high this price is sort of wanting to go. And you can see we've got a lot of longs here already, so at this point it's only inevitable. Now it's just the waiting game. While we wait, we can look at other things. Yeah, why not? Let's look at other things. I mean, this spy decided to go for broke here. It's already pushed aggressively outside of anything, so a lot of people will come in and open the market with a buy. I mean, it's just always a bad sign, always a bad time for the general day. In terms of where people likely to come in again, they'll probably come in on that open. They'll see this and just like, yep, buy, buy, buy. They also see, oh, yep, buy, 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 up until here. By the time it gets here, they'll be like, oh, it's too late. Okay. And that's what we're looking for. Oh, it's too late. They bought here, we're shorting here, we're gonna punish them later on. Wanna short $8? I'm not gonna hit $8 again. Don't be silly, Billy. Yeah, I mean everything looks exactly the same, and you can see how it's just trading, consolidated yesterday, took a dip Monday, and the weekend, and now it's just rising. Everything looks on par. It's just again testing out liquidity. Once it gets the liquidity it desires, then it will ultimately come back down again, exactly sort of within parity. Is it going to reach for the higher liquidity point here? We'll see. Just waiting game at this point. Oh, well, we should slowly start reaching a climax. If not a climax, this should start feeding into a consolidation. Either or. I mean, you can see it here, where it happened. Yeah, either come down or consolidate. Either just sort of give a chance to breathe. And if it doesn't give a chance to breathe, then we know the world is wrong. I'm not wrong, the world is wrong. I'm never wrong. Such massive candles coming out, it's just insane. Look at this, it's like, okay, it's coming out this early. What's the logical conclusion? It's a trap. It's not even a good trap, it's a blatant trap. It's like a trap from like 50 miles away. You can smell this if you good enough nose. Just waiting for the spot buyers to get tricked out. I mean, they did get tricked out here as well, which is funny. I can imagine. Yeah, this looks like a great buy. So little to do. Okay, we might as well prep for tomorrow, see what's happening tomorrow, and finishing the rest of the day. I mean, coming in here, look at this. There's no real extra time that will give us. Uh, oh, monthly budget statements potentially at 2 o'clock. Again, coming in later. For US wise, 8:30 tomorrow. You got PPI. Your initial jobless claims for May, which is always nice. And we've got the speech coming at 10:30, followed up by basically nothing out of the ordinary. Then final thing on Friday, last day of the week, but also we do have consumer sentiment as well as that's coming in too late, but better late than never. So we're only really expecting the consumer sentiment on Friday and the PPI as well as the speaker at 10:15, about 10 o'clock anyway. Our time to shine for the most part. Time to shine among these dullards. I mean, and I think I'll cover it with like future dates and times. So tomorrow's 8:30 and Friday is 10 o'clock. And if we check the weekly out, the weekly is still printing red, which is still within our prerogative to say that yeah, red week, next week red week. As long as we keep getting those red weeks, we're happy. And after the 2 red weeks, we can then look to a green week or a green day. Something nice. Maybe a trip to the Bahamas. At this point, this is just fishing. It's just looking for as many traders as you can, but it feels like you can't find much just because it's dwindling. So it'll probably try and pull it away before it allows to get too many shorts, or go super aggressive and see if you can grab anything with a double top. No, it's mellowing out. I mean, we've got 5 minutes until this bar closes. Then we got another 30 minutes till the market opens, till people wake up and be able to execute. And once they can, we can sort of grab it from there and see what ends up happening. 30k? God damn. That seems like a pipe dream. Then you mean 3k? I chickened out and closed longs. You might regret that bit. I mean, you got at least one more squeeze out of it left, but not too much. So I mean, it's just fine if you close it here, because you don't have too much to move up to. You have a little bit left. You just gain a little bit of the juice. Just by looking at this again, they're just trying to finally close this off. They're just trying to keep it stationary because SPY's looking like it's at its position. Give me 25k before 11. The dream, but I think we just go down and just take out a low before we get a second chance. Again, we wanna see this start coming down. We don't wanna continue this any higher. But at the same time, it's put itself in quite the predicament, because if it goes down here, people will open a short immediately. And if it goes high here, it just sort of bleeds sort of money as people take profit on the longs. So it's kind of just very much nonchalant. I think the best option for it is to consolidate a bit before dropping out. I mean, which has been doing successfully. I mean, you can see that at the shorts here, squeeze out a bit shorts here, just sort of driving them a bit higher, not letting them take profit. So it's nice. But you're running out of longs, you're running out of space. So it starts looking more and more appetizing for a short, but still sort of trading on the side of caution, just because we don't know where it's. I mean, logical stops will probably be here and here. I mean, we've hit a decent amount, so we know there's certain positions where I'd like to stop at, but we don't know if it will stop at those. That's the thing. Let's see if they finally had any news. Ah, news. Good news, everybody. The used consumer price rose 0.4% in April, up from 0.1% gain in the prior month. Labor. Ah. However, over the past 12 months, consumer inflation increased 4.9%. That's down from 5% year on year. Increase in March. Economics poll by the workplace has CPI increasing by 0.4% and advancing 5% over the past year. Inflation minus food and energy, so-called core rates, rose 0.4% in April for the second straight month, matching economics forecast. The core rate increased 5.5% over the past 12 months, down from 5.6% gain in March. The details: shelter costs were the largest increase for headline inflation, followed by used cars and gasoline. Interesting, used cars and gasoline. I understand gasoline, but actually no, I understand used cars because people can't afford new cars, so they buy used cars and then increase the prices. The core rate was also boosted by car insurance and recreation. What, they're buying weed? They're counting weed to core inflation rate? Oh god damn. I'm joking. Consumer price inflation has cooled from a 9.1% rate last June, but core inflation has been stickier, only coming down from 6.6 last September. Fed's officials still believe inflation is too damn high. Inflation is not expected to return to its 2% target for a few years. Economics think that there will be a friendlier year comparison coming in a few months as big increases from the last year roll off annual data. Okay, that's nice. That's, again, like we said, nothing. You bought a horse? Oh, goddamn. That's definitely recreational. Are you smoking that horse? There we go. Again, you see, it has that bit of room, and it's making that known for itself. It's just trying to make everyone and the mothers be in this long, and you can see they're hitting into these walls, so they're getting sort of counter positioned on every time they sort of traded that long. So it's always a good sign for us. Again, this sort of very heavy, very sort of long heavy push will finally sort of culminate in price going down. I mean, spot people are finally decided to pick up the mantle and buy as well, which is always nice. But yeah, it finally hit those stops. Took its sweet down time. Stops 1, stops 2 hit. Other than that, there's not really too much to hit outside. I mean, unless you want to stretch for the gold and reach outside this range. But looking at where SPY's at, they're already sort of pinning into that hammer, and then they're a lot more controlled. And they're trading Thou. I mean, they took the sharp stuff only slightly as well, so it's just trading very sort of controlled in here. So once this starts coming down, it'll sort of drag everything down with it. That's something that you want to sort of say to yourself as price continues to go higher. Like, oh my god, let's come down, please. Not joking, but not really, but yeah. Damn, that's one straight candle. Damn, boy. Again, we're getting bids, but we're not moving, which is always nice. Getting this volume sort of stack up, you can see how aggressive this has been on this swing, sort of similar to here. We're not really moving. We're sort of pushing this up now. Perfect to what we want. I don't think it sort of finds normal until a really long time. Let me just look at it. We just want it to come down at some point. I mean, this here goes like this. We'll see if it collects too many shorts and it open. It gives us another sort of stab at pushing it higher before coming back down. But that's something you don't know. But generally, not too often it does that. Just by looking at how this is developing, we've got a decent amount of short longs, but not Fourthly, too much. They've always sort of they've tapered off in this move up. So it's just sort of specifically a greedy play here. You can see that the more they've been moving up, the less sort of volume they've been getting, and it's just been sparse as they've gone up. So it's just they're just driving and I'm just trying to fish for as many trades as they possibly can. Usually these trades are easily sort of added as a short back, as people sort of just very antsy and just willing to short that. Then once if we do get that as a larger picture, then we can then look for that double top. But it depends on if they sort of drive this one even higher until they do get that explosion of volume and that liquidity that they are looking for, or have been looking for the last couple of minutes. But long and short of it is that today should be a short day. Nothing sort of should be trying to convince you otherwise. I mean, unless this comes in and sort of trades back into here. I mean, we got everyone in the month straight into this cause here. If we start stacking a billion gajillion shorts and then push stuff here, then yeah, you could convince yourself there's a nice little long, but generally it's just looking for a point to fade this at this top, then try to push it. And we want to sort of commit to breaking either the high or the low of the range, ideally the low, because right now that's where your liquidity would be based, just purely on the fact that we've cleared pretty much all the short in the current sort of vicinity. Short at the top again. Fair way for New York to take position. I mean, you. Yeah, you better wait for New York. If you can at least on open, see where it comes in at. If it comes in as spikes too high, then it carries on a bit. Then it gives you that extra sort of leg up higher, holds people hostage here before dropping down. That could be nice. But the only concern is if we just fade this here and it just becomes an instant fade and just gives you a nice little TP. But yeah, I think I'm holding less sort of merit to that and more merit to a double bubble and double trouble. Boiling bubble. Just goes the thing, a lot of people are still committed to short, and you can see that here. You can see how everyone sort of, or anytime he sort of finds its way down, people are just, yep, short. Oh, okay. So again, that commitment to that. I mean, SPY itself is just consolidating up. It's just sort of mellowing out. We still have yet to get these buyers coming in. Not even buyers, but retail coming in on the open. So once these guys get then maybe we get something out of it. I mean, they're not letting this fall, even though they're shorting this pretty substantially. There's really not much to do but wait. Yeah, just nothing to do. Oh, there's your large pin. We'll see if we come back next bar and just trade within here. Because again, I think people are just getting sort of very scared here. And you can see this reaction of new shorts just being stacked on top of each other, just as we sort of pushing down a very quick succession, instantly sort of undoing sort of any sort of longs that came in here. You can see that just sort of equals each other, so very sort of much so a TP. I'll give it until the bar close. We go until the bar closes before we wrap up stream, just in case we're hit with another left wing surprise. But I don't think we're gonna get any surprises out here. It's just pulling his horses. Nothing sort of too much out of here. As we can see, just sort of biding his time up this creek we find ourselves in. And the longer it stays here, the more appetizing we find it. Let's see what Apple's up to. I mean, even Apple's doing more of the same things. Biding its time. Toiling. Amazon toiling. It's just finding its even here. Collected shorts. Okay, clearing the shorts out. We're gonna punish those guys. Everything seems to be of the same mind, which is perfect. Quite frankly, we see where Dixie's at. I mean, Dixie's sort of moving colorfully. What I drew here. Let's see what I drew here. Yeah, that's very pretty. I mean, if it does end up going higher, we should just sort of drive everything lower for the most part. I'm showing Dixie. You see if this slides a bit further and drags everything up there. You do this on the weekly. I don't know why I draw this messy. There we go. On the weekly, that looks a lot clearer. We'll see. Now is sort of the moment of truth. See how if we sort of trade back into here, see if we push back down. But again, considering everything, I mean, that is just insane slide. We need some sort of reprieve here. So definitely could do some sort of any partial push back as people start believing again. Despair, some hope, get some hope, then we die a bit further, or get more hope, build more hope down. Right now we have too much hope. Now we need to build anti-hope, which is despair. Okay, I should really stop boring you guys with just my person. Because right now nothing interesting is happening, so we can conclude it here. Yeah, you guys know what my thoughts for today. Again, it's more of a short day than it is long. Sort of push it down. And mind the timings. We do have sort of nothing. I mean, major today, but I mean budget statements. Sent for April. They might give a decent reaction, but generally, and you're looking for that short to be done to tomorrow. Again, we still have tomorrow. I mean, today is not going to be the be all and end all. It's just a decent chunk of it is going to be sort of decided today after this sort of move. Because again, we've got tomorrow with PPI and we've got consumer sentiment Friday. So again, it's not the be all and end all today. Just watch the timings again, like I said. First easily sort of drop down or hold it up until 10 before it sort of proceeds down its sort of path to its sort of destruction. That's something you always want to be wary of. We're getting a lot of short stacking in here. We'll see if they sort of shift structure or just hold on the same sort of structure where they're just getting short, squeezing, getting short, squeezing. If they are, then they'll sort of do that until they're sort of satiated. If they're not, or they'll shift it where they'll break a low, then they'll start collecting longs at a higher rate than they have been shorts. People sort of, I don't know, see something that they necessarily won't normally see. But I think that pretty much covers today. Thank you guys so much for coming. Hope to catch you guys tomorrow. Stay safe.